How's it going, Critter Family? Hope you all are doing well. Today we are going over a video about a horse rider confronts dog walking Karen. So we're going to see who's in the wrong, who's in the right. Is the horse rider really in the right? Is the dog walker really a Karen? We're just going to look at this video and explain the behavior of the animals and see, what's going on, kind of break it down a little bit. So this video, as with all videos, I'm going to start saying in the beginning of the video that they are being used under the Fair Use Act for criticism and educational purposes. There's nothing personal against anybody in the video. We are just using it on a publicly accessible video on a public platform. So let's get started. And right on time, Ellie is crying to come in. She was sleeping so soundly in the hallway, and of course she heard me talking, and she had to wake up and come and ask to come in. But that's little Miss Ellie for you. So here we have, it looks like some dogs up ahead. We have Horse here, Endurance with Darcy via ARK Media. So just walking. We have... Okay, so it looks like a dog is off leash. The other dogs look like they're off leash as well. So here we have, instead of the person standing back here, I would be walking towards my dog to come get them already. If they see a dog, if they see a horse, which to them is a giant creature, either a prey animal, or they see it as another dog, or just something scary or something fun to play with. We've got what looks like a little French bulldog. I would immediately start going up to my dog. Now, by going up behind your dog, you can cause your dog to move forward. You're putting pressure on your dog just like you would with a horse. This horse has high head. Could be because the person stopped the horse and the horse feels the bit in their mouth and they got a high head. Dog runs over. Very good horse. This horse is a saint. Not reactive at all. I would be I don't know what I would do. Instinctively, I would want to jog up to my dog to come get them. I want to be a little bit quicker, but at the same time, you don't want to jog up and scare the horse. You don't want to put too much pressure on the horse. The dog is already putting enough pressure on the horse, but the horse might be like, hey, this is such a small creature that they're not going to scare me very much. But I would be at least making a fast walk towards my dog, apologizing the whole time.
Good girl.
So she's over here calling to her dog.
We have this. I didn't expect to see you. Sorry.
That's all right. Good girl.
So she's over here calling her dog. She has a treat. Her dog here is now way over threshold. They have seen this person over here has control of their dogs. This dog over here has seen the trigger, which is the horse, and they are way over threshold. They're not going to take a treat. They're not going to listen to Bella. Bella come, Bella here, anything like that. So I would just be, you're going to have to chase the dog around the horse, being careful the horse is not going to kick you to get your dog. This is just a very sticky situation in general, that this would teach the owner of the dog that this trail, if they don't already know, has horses on it. So keep your dog on a leash because your dog is not going to listen to you with horses. You can have your dog on a long line, on a harness, so that way you can work with your dog around the horses. There's also a nice little trail over here, but this seems like a very busy trail that a lot of people walk on. A lot of people have their dogs off leash. These dogs are in control. This dog is not. So hopefully this teaches the quote unquote Karen to keep her dog on a leash. And we're going to see why she's a Karen here in a little bit. But the dog is over threshold.
Hey, there's a person up here.
This horse is very, very patient.
That's a little scary.
Ears back the whole time, paying attention to the owner, or the rider. Paying attention to the rider, and I'm assuming owner. Just sitting there.
A little scary. Good girl, Darcy.
Very good girl, Darcy.
Good girl.
So as the owner of the dog should whether she's afraid of the horse or not, you got to get up in there. You got to get up in there carefully to get your dog. She might be afraid of the horse. This is a sucky situation to begin with. But I'd be going over there. Now, I'm not going to run up behind a horse. I don't know. But I would run over, not run over. I would be moving over to go get my dog or scaring them away or doing whatever. I mean, at the same time, you're worried you're going to scare the horse. At least the horse has a rider and it's not a loose horse. Otherwise, then this could be going on forever and ever and ever, or that dog would be dead or kicked or injured or something like that. So this is standing there is not helping anything at all. So she needs to get in there. She needs to get her dog. She needs to hurry up, pull up your britches and just get to it. Go get your dog. It seems like the rider is in enough control of the horse. She did say that the horse will kick. Now the horse would be in the right to kick if the dog is over there trying to bite the horse or just bothering the horse. But as the owner, I would be getting up in there and I would be getting my dog.
Kicks that kick. If your kicks, then that's fair enough because that's what I guess.
It's not fair enough, because the dog doesn't deserve to be kicked. I mean, if it does happen, then it does happen. Then the dog will learn. Yes, the dog will learn, but does the dog need to learn in this case? I don't think so. And we're going to see that this lady here ends up blaming her dog for the whole situation. Later on, when it bites this horse on the leg, she blames the dog when really it was her fault for not having control of her dog in the first place.
Sorry, baby.
So she's talking to the horse.
Daisy, what's this?
Very good horse. Got a martingale. I'm not happy about the bit or the martingale, but right now we're just talking about animal behavior.
It's not scary.
So the dog is, again, way over threshold. This person is doing all this and the dog is totally ignoring them. This doesn't mean the dog needs to be punished. This doesn't mean the dog needs to be corrected by any means. The dog is just being a dog. And if the horse were to freak out, the horse would be, just be acting like a horse. But the horse is in control because of the bit, because of the reins, and because it's a good horse that has been, I'm assuming, trained very well around other dogs.
Nothing's happening.
Come on, Dave.
So this lady starts walking away. See if she comes on her own. She's not going to come on her own because she has a trigger right here. You need to physically get your dog, whether you have to chase it around the horse, whether the dog gets kicked by the horse and learns, okay, I'm going to give this dog or this giant creature here, a wide berth. Whatever needs to happen. I would say pretty darn quick. PDQ, pretty damn quick. This horse is doing very, very well. We don't know how long it's been here.
Up the bridle way.
So again, this horse is absolutely patient. This person needs to go up there and get their dog.
Sorry,
And they end up...
I don't want to teach your dog to chase after her though, because if he did that to another horse, they'd be gone.
Absolutely.
So I'd rather him be educated with something that's going to stand still.
Educate, that's just stupid.
So again, calling the dog stupid, saying you can educate. She's stupid. Everybody's laughing. I don't think this is funny.
Come on, Bear. Come on, Bear.
So she tries walking away the opposite direction.
Good girl.
Dog is not listening. Dog is still right here. I mean, she got close enough to the dog here. I would just grab that little thing by its leg if I had to and just pick it up and carry it and just put its leash on, do whatever I had to do. But I wouldn't have my dog off leash if I knew my dog was not reliable off leash. If I had my dog, I know that he doesn't see horses very often, or even if he did see horses very often, I know that he, speaking about my Sheba, Adonis, that, we went in trails and stuff like this, but we didn't ever go past horses. He'd seen a horse a couple times in his life, but he, I'm not going to let him loose around a horse because he might do the same thing. He might not care about the horse. But either way, I know that I didn't teach him to be reliable off leash. So I'm not going to let him go off leash running around these trails when this dog is clearly not trained.
Good girl.
So the smacking doesn't help. So she's just going to go on. Dog is chasing.
Not how you deal with a dog. You grab your dog.
Agreed.
Don't let it do this.
Agreed. So this horse is doing very, very well.
At any point or kicked, and the owner decided to walk the opposite direction and leave me to deal with their dog.
Okay,
Now
so
we'll let the dog just chase us the whole way.
yeah, I mean, that's what I would do.
After her dog.
Absolutely, that's what I would do. The lady is not coming. The dog is not leaving. The lady didn't do what she should have done, which is just go over and grab her stinking dog. Whether the lady's afraid of the horse or not, you need to figure it out. Otherwise, the dog's going to bark at the horse all day long, and the person isn't going to sit there all day long for you to figure out how to get your dog. Go over, get your dog. The horse is fine. The horse is in control. You know, if you get kicked, you get kicked. Next time you're going to learn not to let your dog be off leash and loose around a horse. Now that you know horses take this path.
Believe me, any other horse, I'd be on the floor.
Very true.
But Darcy, luckily enough, is completely bomb-proof.
And even then, you know, we say a horse is bomb-proof, completely bomb-proof. There might be something that spooks her. Eventually there will be something that spooks her. And that's a normal reaction for a horse. You know, so even for horses that they say are bomb-proof, something might spook them. In this case, dogs are not what spooks her.
The dog's not coming with me, apparently. Come here, dog. Good girl, Darcy. Ignore him. Good girl. Ignore him. Good girl.
So I would do exactly what she's doing. I would just keep on my ride.
There's a dog behind to bite her leg.
I would turn and face the dog if it's behind.
Dog owner.
If the dog is behind, I would have turned around and faced the dog. That's just what I would have done. And then you could just sit there and wait for the owner to catch up and be like, hey, you really need to come get your dog. Otherwise, then I would, you know, try to maybe speed up a little bit to get away from the dog. But that's also going to, you know, teach the dog to chase, and the dog may want to go after the legs even more. As we see, the dog is going to eventually bite.
Because now I'm at least 300 yards away from her around the corner, and she's made no attempt for the last 10 minutes to get her dog. I stood there for 10 minutes, all on camera.
Wow. That's very, very patient.
Hey! Get out! Ah!
Okay, so she's screaming at
Your
the
dog
horse. Might be wondering if she's screaming at her. Maybe not. The dog just bit her horse.
bit my horse!
Horse does a little trot. Dog's running away.
No, the dog bit my horse's leg.
Ow, 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 ow. Really pulling
no,
on
this is
that.
You're an irresponsible owner. I stood there for 5 minutes. You could have got hold of her.
So between 5 minutes, she was standing there. Earlier, she said 10 minutes. Now she says 5 minutes. So between 5 and 10 minutes, she was standing there. And she says, stupid dog. She blames the dog for this. I've had a situation where a dog got loose. You know, they were dragging their little retractable leash, and the dog was chasing after Adonis, and Adonis and them got into a little scuffle. Adonis was on leash. The other dog was dragging their leash, and the owner said, bad dog. You know, stop crying. It's your fault, because Adonis nipped the other dog. The other dog went crying and running away. And she said, bad dog, it's your fault. And I said, no, it's your fault. Keep your dog on a leash and hold on to your leash. So a lot of people don't want to take responsibility that it's their fault. You know, if the horse turned around and started chasing the dog started running away.
On your details, please, because I'm going to have a vet bill for this.
You know what? I'm going to do that. I'm going to do the same. Because you shouldn't be just running around. And
Oh, so she wants to blame her. She wants to blame the horse rider for her information because she says that you shouldn't have been doing that. Well, lady, you weren't doing anything to help the situation. You should have told me what to do.
I stood still for 5 minutes.
she's in stables all the time, and you should have said, this is what works for my horse.
No, I stood still.
Lady, she doesn't have to describe anything to you. She doesn't have. You need to just get your dog. You need to know that your dog is clearly untrained. You have to know that yourself. That this dog, this is probably not the first time this happened where the dog got loose and ran after something. I mean, this is in the UK. It seems like there's a lot more horses, you know, out in these little trails and stuff like this than there are in the US. I mean, here in Washington, there's, you know, little trails that horses go on and people go on with their dogs and such like that. But I feel like it's much more common in the UK that they have this than they do here in the US. But I could be wrong. So anybody who, you know, wants to prove me wrong, then feel free to. But anyway. You know, the fact that she thinks that you need to tell the horse person is at fault, you know, because she didn't tell her what to do is just absolutely insane.
No. She stood still. She's completely bomb-proof. You told me to walk on. Completely bomb-proof. Has she moved at all?
I'm 55 years old.
I was stood for 5 minutes. It's all on camera, love. All of it. I'm stood still. The dog's barking. You could have grabbed hold of it.
So if you're 55 years old and you can't chase after your dog, then don't have a dog off leash. It's as simple as that. Keep your dog on leash until you know they're bomb proof with their recall, and if they're not, then keep them on leash. It's as simple as that. It's not hard to have a long line on your dog. It's not hard to have, you know, they have long retractable leashes if you want to use a retractable leash then. But don't be blaming the horse person when your dog is the one who bit the horse, and the horse was actually very, very patient. You know, I'm glad the dog didn't get kicked. I'm glad that unfortunately the horse got bitten, but I'm glad it wasn't anything, like a mauling, like some, a larger dog could have done very easily with an animal like this. A prey animal and a predator, they don't mix sometimes. So having a, say a Connic horse or a pit bull, I hate to say, or Labrador or anything else that might have that prey drive, any kind of other larger terrier, an Airedale, king of the terriers. If that were chasing this horse, they could have done a lot more damage because they're a much larger dog.
That's what I was saying, and you're like,
No, I wasn't like that. I told you on camera, you can't lie.
don't shout at me.
Oh, don't be silly. Your dog just bits my horse.
Around here like a lunatic.
Like a lunatic?
So anyway, so this goes on more and more. They go talking about this, but anyway, this is what I saw. So, the horse is also being very patient. I don't know if she has constant pressure on the bit or not. I hope that she'd be able to stand there with a loose lead on her horse so her horse doesn't have to have that constant pressure on his mouth or her mouth. Same with, the dog. I hope the dog has a good life, just like I hope the horse has a good life. But let me know what you saw in this video. Let me know what you think. Let me know if you saw anything that I didn't or you saw something different than I did. So thanks for watching, everybody. Hope you all are doing well. Go say hi to your little critters. Say hi to you for me. Give them some kind of love and they appreciate. Until next time, practice peace, patience, and positivity.